And let's say there's, in this example, I have a PDF that I have, a training plan of running that I have. I think it's 20 pages, 12 pages, okay? So I'm expecting 12 files, 12 images. I have the path of the PDF, the image. I convert the PDF to image, and then look again, it's the same syntax. It's the same across all the files. And again, I'm passing in the entire path, the whole thing in this argument, in a sense. So it's the same from argument in that same list, dump everything inside. You'll try to figure out what to do. In this case, I asked how many weeks does the training plan cover? So it's a talk about plan, right? So I ask a question, and hopefully it will give me an answer, which should be 12 weeks. Let's see. 18. Yes, 18 weeks. Let's see if the answer is 18. I can come back later. I'm quite surprised it's lower. I think it's probably because I'm in Google Meets. There's more network is lower there as well. But so far, okay, right? You can see what is capable. Different file types, different file types, but kind of like the same syntax. Instead of having different APIs for different tools. So yes, 14 weeks long, right? Can kind of understand the syntax, and you can ask questions about it. So I've covered most of it, and so far I hope it's still simple for you to understand. So next one, quite interesting one that I found or wanted to try out. It's, let's say I draw something, I take it as an image, and can I draw or prototype a website from it? I know there's things out there, there's many tools to do that, but just why not do it, right? Again, putting that in context. So let's see what happens. And that's a question mark with flowers, and that's also generated by Gemini. You can generate image. So prototyping. In this case, I will go to a different branch. Should I? Sometimes when you're lazy, you just delete because. All right, so I've created an app that has this interface, okay? Very simple, right? This is a HTML, okay? For the purpose of demonstration, okay? Pick a file. I have my hand drawing, again, the same file, took a picture of. Let's use Flash to save up some time. Again, a very simple prompt. I don't even go to the fancy one, like just keep it simple. And real time is actually streaming the output and giving the HTML and rendering it. So in the outputs, you should be seeing here, something like that. It's not fancy, but at least get you started with a HTML template, I tried different ways, prompting and stuff, but at least this is real time. So this is streaming. So if you look at the code, it's actually very simple or straightforward, I would say. I won't say simple, but you have a Flask app, API key, config. Again, similar to what I did. Initialize model, generate content. See, right? The only difference here, I put stream is true. Then, because it's streaming, then you have multiple responses, and then you will get the output, and I print it for your convenience. So here is your output, and then it directly renders it. So you can see that website out here as part of the response. Okay. So that's the image one. Some random numbers. maybe the formatting is a bit off, but you get some idea there, right? Go back to my slides. I tried different ones. Again, just different promptings and different stuff like that. So get something similar to this on Flash. Pro, I got something like this. Again, not to say it's the best. There's better way to do it. There's better prompting, but it's just directly with something I draw. I can come up with a standard template of HTML. Okay, so the topic today was beyond quick start. So I kind of demonstrated some tools. I mean the capabilities of what you can do. Right, that's on prototyping. That's where also the title prototyping Gemini in Python, right? But what's beyond prototyping? I think I want to also tie it back to I guess the theme of today is more cloud. I guess eventually you want to serve it in the cloud, right? With Cloud Run, Google Storage, Google Cloud Storage, and stuff like other GCP solutions, right? So what's beyond this, right? Once you've played with all this, you can deploy it. So just now, for example, the application, you can technically host it with Cloud Run and stuff, but there are better ways to do it. And in the process, they will also call migrating your Gemini on this Google AI to Vertex AI. Again, Vertex AI is another Google solution. Snapshot, something from their page. I will just briefly highlight to you. You probably have most of the models similar, not exactly one-to-one, but most of the important ones is have sign up. See, Google Gemini API, the one I shared, Google account, it's free. It's free. For Vertex AI, it's more production. So again, this is more like bringing it to production. It's beyond prototype, right? Bringing it to production. You need a GCP account, but you will have $300 of credit when you first sign up the free tier thing. What you're using just now, again, use the AI Studio. So the website I asked you to get your API key is also AI Studio. Here you are using Vertex AI. This is kind of like the whole GCP console by itself. So this is you're using API key as an off Google Cloud for Vertex AI. This table will be summarized later in the following slides. Okay, just bear with me again. So this is just preparations to go production. Right. I'll dissect one by one. If you want to do this migration, once you have built it, what changes do you need to make for you to be production ready? One, of course, your SDK is different. Previously, you are installing Google Generative AI. Now you are installing Google Cloud API Platform. One, and two, import is going to be different. But you can import as the same Gen AI, so that you can save all your hassle of renaming stuff later on. So you can use that the same. Two, auth method. Just now you are using API key. Again, for someone who or if you are building long enough, API key is not the best thing to handle in production. So again, before you need to configure your API key, but with Vertex AI, you just need to init with your project ID and your location. This is like your region and your project ID. Within that, you will have they will create your keys and stuff. They will hand it for you. So you don't actually need to do much of API key handling. File upload. Okay. Previously, remember I was using that upload file function that I was saying that you need to delete after that. With this Vertex AI SDK, there's something called from URI, and with this it's actually quite powerful. Apart from URI, you just need to supply the URI, which is your cloud storage location, the location and the file type, and you can do an inferencing. And what's powerful is that just now I was handling different, although it's the same upload files with different file formats, but here it's the same for all audio, PDF, video. Here PDF I don't even need to slice it to images. It can take in PDF as a file type. So same syntax, hard dot from URI, outside and app location. This is how production system works because you don't have local storage. You don't need to download everything. It's all in that storage, cloud storage that you have. So let me recap again the flow, right? How you get started. Installation, hit install, imports, authentication. So here you have your config, security keys. You initialize your model, write the prompt, call the model, get the response. This kind of is the same regardless which solution that you are using. You should be familiar with this. And again, all this, they have APIs in their SDK to call it. It's very standard in a way, but that's the flow. When you go to production, you mainly, if you notice, the changes are mainly here. What you install, what you import, and the authentication. The rest, you don't actually need to make a lot of changes. Right. So once you've done that, it's more production ready in a sense. Then again, you can deploy into your whole ecosystem in cloud. So that relates back to cloud that we have. Yep, that's what I want to share in the sense that a bit early in the sense. I will take questions after that. But yeah, that, to recap, really, that's the flow and what you need to do. Prototyping. So if you really look at the journey, is quick start, how you learn, prototype something, build like a website and stuff. When you are ready, how do you host it with Cloud Run and all the other GCP solutions, and what changes you need throughout the process. Of course, minimum changes the best, right? Of course, you also don't want to do it. Some will ask, like, why can't I use just with the old API way? Yeah, you could. I'm just saying that there are better ways, and Google already kind of handled that with their Vertex AI. And in production, you usually need to have that environment. So yeah, that's it. End of my presentation. You can, I actually forgot one slide. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, or if you want to have any questions now, you can still ask me regarding that. Yeah, thank you. Not too hard, right? Okay, I can still follow. Okay. Questions? Any? Anyone have any questions? No. No questions? Okay, thank you, Jawi, for a very interesting session. So with that, it's a wrap for track 2. So now let's take a break and recharge. But during this break, we will live stream the track 1 session from Wawasan. So if you don't want to go upstairs for the next session, you can just stay here. But don't forget, for the closing ceremony is at Wawasan upstairs, so you have to go there. It's at 4:45 p.m. Okay, so for now you can just get some refreshment and mingle around, go networking. Okay, thank you. I'll be outside as well if anyone wants to ask me questions. Doesn't have to be the topic if you have any general questions. All right, thank you.
We'll cover, and then let's try to look at some coding and examples for you to try on, right? I think I have some slides, but some of it I'll go through directly to the collab. So where does the multimodal rack in Vertex AI is? Here. Vertex AI search. So the grounding part is here, the generation. Then you have the grounded response. So I wouldn't go through into details on all the different methods here, but let's just take one for example for you to get some ideas, and I'll share the collab notebook also. Then if you have time and must not, you can go through it on your own also, then to get a better understanding. So just now the RAG API and all, you have different process and you can do different things. But all the things I already covered just now, you from the different